Hey everyone, my name is David Kuhn, and I'm the author of Within Us. I'm up here in the woods, right outside of Ithaca, New York, and hanging out with my dog Lily, taking a little hike, and thought I'd quick make a video. I'll be talking about the subtle realms, and this is something that most masters, shamanism, um, most masters in all different traditions all over the world have understood that there is these folds in the quantum field, yeah, and these are different dimensional fields that we can access, yeah. So all of the higher dimensions of beings, all the way from the winged ones or angelic beings, celestial beings, all the way to the Hathors or the Atlanteans or Arcturians, or there's a whole bunch of them. It's probably infinite. Um, they're all within our field, and I think that's you know it hasn't been proven, and I don't know how they would prove it. They're getting there, um, and one of the reasons why we don't um, believe in those realms is because it hasn't been proven. It has been uh, sterilized out of our deep, or programmed out of our belief system. And you know, people who were called, women who were called, or men who were called witches, they knew how to work in these realms, right? And of course, they were burned at the stake or called evil and all of these things, right? And so, what we're going into now is we're going back into this um, structure or belief structure of learning to navigate these subtle realms. And that includes our inner knowing, yeah? And so, what I've been talking about is like these in this chapter is the toroidal field, or the energy body that surrounds our body. So our bodies are part of the elemental field, energetic field. It's elemental, yeah. All of this is elemental. All the trees and our bodies. It's it's denser. It's a denser energy. Also, still uh, a light body, but just much denser because it is made of the elements. Yeah. It's also created through water and through patterns. We'll get into that in a different video. I want to try to keep it focused because I tend to trail off a little bit sometimes. And so our energy body, and everything has an energy body, but our energy body has many different layers, right? And just like our body has many different layers, so does our energy body, and it goes out, and it's multidimensional. And at the center of our energy body, like I talked about in the last video, is the neutrality of love. And this is, I believe, where God lives. Like the condensed, pure love version of God. I mean, God is everywhere, right? But like the condensed version of neutrality of love, meaning that it is there, it is just pure love resides within our energy body, at the center of our energy body. Okay, and so what that means is the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because everything that happens within our body is a mirror of our energy body, and also um, reversed. So our body is a mirror of our energy body. In fact, the energy body, the crystalline structure, uh, is brought in first, and then the body is created from that template or blueprint. I've had a lot of experience working with the subtle realms. I, I since I was a child, I could see images. I could feel like the energy bodies of like trees and animals and other humans, and I could feel spirits. And when I would close my eyes, I would have visions of, all different, all so many different things. Like I would have visions of people or humans I didn't even know, and I would have animals come to me, and spirits and guides come to me, and I would see them. Yeah, and I would see some, and there was really beautiful angels. And I remember when I first saw an angel, I didn't even know who Archangel Michael was. I was like, I didn't know who you were. Or I went to my teacher, who was my shamanic teacher, and I was like, who's this guy Michael? He's got wings. She's like, she comes out, it was like a movie or something. She comes out with a big book, and she's like, honey, that's Archangel Michael. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, for me, the subtle realms is like a normal thing. It's normal for me to have visions and to have what people call downloads, right? All the time. And depending on where I am in my life, like whether I'm like balanced or unbalanced, depends on the information that's coming through me. And that's an important aspect of working with the subtle realms, is that, depending on whether we're looking through the lens of separation or through the lens of the neutrality of love, depends on the information that comes through. Now, if we believe that there's all kinds of dark forces out there trying to get us, then that is exactly what is happening. In many ways, the separation paradigm has created all of these darker forces. It's a trip. Well, and the other thing, too, is because we have been living in separation for so long, there has been energy leakage. I don't know how else to say it, but like from our bodies, because we're not living in true alignment, we are leaking energy, yeah? And that energy, I mean, it could be money, like, why there's such a inequality, right, between why some people have billions of dollars and some people have no money. That's because of the separation paradigm, yeah? And there's many reasons for that, but I really want to stay with the subtle realms, because I don't want to get into too much of like because all the things like the dark stuff, right? Because I can tell you from my experience that anytime I thought that something was attacking me, or I could feel something attacking me, if I turned and I confronted that energy, not try to hide from it, confronted that energy, I can transmute it. And so can you too. We can all transmute our energy. And here's the other thing that's really trippy. I've held a lot of ceremonies, sound ceremonies, circles. And when I first started doing it, when I first started holding them, and offering these circles, they were really powerful. And I would feel other people's stuff, right? The whole empathy thing. And I would feel like their shit. I would feel it. I'd be like, oh man, that guy's attacking me. But what I realized though, and I would go home and because I thought he was attacking me, it would really fuck me up. It would really take the energy out of my body. But after like a few weeks, I started to realize, because I thought they were attacking me, they were attacking me. The subtle realms are weird, and it's not like what you think, But because of my belief that They were attacking me, and they were good people. It wasn't that they were actually attacking me. It just felt like that. And here's the deal. The thing that what I thought they were attacking me was really already in me. So it was just vibrating with my trauma. So their trauma was vibrating with my trauma, and we were in circle, and and those patterns of trauma were rising and wanting to be resolved. And because I was holding space for that circle, and this could happen in any situation, I that trauma or that person who was participant who was in circle with me was just vibrating. We were, who knows? We might have been in agreement in the subtle realms, and we were like moving through and resolving those patterns together. So it is because of the separation paradigm that I thought that they were attacking me. And this is important because, and this kind of stuff still can happen to me, but I have since learned that like these are opportunities to heal those parts of myself. I can't heal those parts for that other person, but if that person, and it could be even like a judgment or something towards me, it could literally be that, but they're only having those judgments towards me because they're resonating with a vibration that I'm holding, and that really is like radical responsibility for my own energy. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, so what was happening, what I started doing, this is a really great practice, is when I felt somebody's energy coming at me, my dog, um, when I felt somebody's energy coming, I would be like, oh man, that guy. That's an opportunity in that moment to recognize that that's a part of me, that's resonating with a part of me, a wounded child trauma. And then I instantly in that moment, I just let it go down into the earth, done. And then I move on and I feel good. And a lot of times I'll go talk to that person. I'll be like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Okay, so I didn't expect to go down that road. So this is one way that we can use the subtle realms, is what I'm saying. Because it's all light, it's all love, right? We can work with the subtle realms to demystify how we're feeling, like how to cultivate inner knowing. Okay, yeah. So we can inner knowing and intuition are come through. Yes, the body, but also the body is a part of these subtle realms, right? It's not separate. It's always getting information from all around us. Yeah. All the other energy fields are communicating with us all the time. It never ends. This is constant flow, in and out, in and out. Information from this beautiful tree and this beautiful tree over here, listening to me talk, and they're like, "Yeah, yeah, we feel you, David Kuhn. We feel you." We can communicate with trees, and we can communicate with plants and animals. We can communicate with each other, and in fact, we are communicating with each other all of the time. And I believe that it's because that we have separated from that inner knowing, like, oh, we can't do that, that has created this stoppage, or it has created like a dam of flow of information. And then, we've created the devil, we've created Satan. Yeah, these are man-made creations. Right? That doesn't mean that these dark forces don't exist, but we've created them. It's so fucked up. You know? We can put, and this is something that was happening to me. Like yesterday, my CV joint had broke on my car, and I needed to take it off. like quickly. I bought a grinder at Harbor Freight and was like, I needed to cut it off so I could put a new one on. But in the moment, I just needed to cut it off because I have all-wheel drive. So it just seemed like all the people that I was hanging out with yesterday were like low vibe, just to put it nicely. And at the end of the day, I was like, man, I was hanging out with all these low vibrational people, and it's such bullshit that and I was talking with them all. It's not like I am friendly with everybody. I got a little redneck in me, I have a little hippie in me, and I'm very, very in touch and spiritual with the natural world. So there isn't anybody that I can't speak with and see them as a valuable part of our society. I have worked in homeless shelters and addiction centers, and I have worked in the highest level yoga centers. So yeah, all of that. Anyways, when I got home, and I was like, it was a reminder for me to be the light. That's all. Like, I could be the light in any situation, anywhere I'm at. I don't have to hide out. Yes, I feel other people's thing. I feel everything. I feel everything. Believe me, I'm a Pisces and I feel it all. I feel everything. All the good, all the bad, everything. But there isn't really any good or bad. That's the thing. Right? It's all resonating with ourselves. We have to take full responsibility for our own energy body. And that's why I'm making this video. I didn't know until just now, but yeah, we have all of this beautiful, juicy love energy. It's so immense. We are God within a body. We have our own unique vibrational frequency, and we have a soul that has a purpose, and we have a purpose. And these subtle realms allow us to communicate with each other telepathically as we begin to wake up, as we go into the unity paradigm, as we begin to remember who we are. We can start to telepathically communicate with other beings. And we can do that right now, but we don't trust it. Why don't we trust it? Because of the separation paradigm. What a shit show. I mean, can you imagine if we were like all just allowing this beautiful love to flow through and we didn't have to like be looking over our shoulder all the time? What if we just loved everybody? What if? Why? It's a choice. I mean, I think it's more, for me, it's really just loving myself. When I'm loving myself, I can love anybody. Right? And sometimes when I'm feeling kind of crappy, it just feels good to love somebody else, to give somebody a little love. I was at a restaurant yesterday, and this poor little, she was just, not poor, she was just a young woman, and she was running around doing everything, and the other people were doing nothing. There was this long line, and the manager was like, "Oh, that's nothing. I've had way bigger lines than that." And a deer just ran by. And when she gave me her meal, she looked like she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's late." I'm like, "You're doing a great job." I was just like, "You're doing the best job. Thank you so much." And it gets to see her face just like light up, right? That's all I had to do. I could have been like, "Oh, it's taking forever," Um, I'm on a tangent now. But getting back to the subtle realms, um, shamans, high priestess, psychics, they have found a way to trust those parts of themselves, yeah? But the thing is, and what I want to tell y'all is like we all have that ability, every single one of us. And it is trust and surrender. Yeah. And we can communicate with all different kinds of beings, like guides. Our guides are within us. It's probably a lot of our guides are probably us from previous lifetimes. But yeah, of course, we can connect in with Buddha or Jesus Christ or Allah or um, um, ant people. I have like these conversations with these ant people out in the Southwest, um, with indigenous elders and ancestors. We have that ability. Yeah. And when we begin to resolve these patterns of fear, when we begin to remember that there is nothing to be afraid of, when we begin to love those parts of ourselves, those parts that we seem like when we seem like we're being attacked from out the external world psychically, which uh, can feel as real as anything. When we remember that we can take that energy and we can transmute it, and when we do transmute it, this is important, we transmute it within ourselves. We begin to resolve patterns of trauma and separation. When we can look at the darkness and realize that it's just a mirror of who we are, we begin to increase the flow of love in our body. And when that happens, we begin to light up our field. It begins to grow. I love Amma, and I'm not really like a I'm not a devotee, and there's nothing. I don't have any issues with any devotee, but I'm just not. And it's funny because when I first saw a picture of Amma, she's the hugging saint out of India. If you don't know who she is, I saw a picture of her, and I felt it. I was like, oh my God! And this woman was like, oh, do you not know Amma? And I was like, no, I don't know who's Amma. And she's like, oh, she's the woman who had the little postcard of Amma. Started crying. She's like, oh my God, I feel that so much. You have to go see Amma. Anyway, so I'm going to see Amma. So I'm like, all right, I'll go see Amma. And so I go see Amma, and on my way there, I didn't have my GPS wasn't working, and on the way there, I was a couple miles away. I could feel her 2 miles away. I mean, it was really, really pronounced, and I just followed that energy right to Amma, and there was a rainbow. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And so when we begin to move away from the fear and allow the love to flow through us, all these little synchronicities start to happen all the time, and they're not coincidences, they just happen because we're in alignment with our true nature. And yeah, and I'm like, when I went to see her, I was wearing a tie-dye and jeans, and everybody had white on. And the lady next to me was like, oh, you're new, huh? I was like, yeah, I am. And I swear, I mean, Amma was speaking with me telepathically the whole time. The whole time. What a trip. And I was talking with her, and she was talking with me, and we had full conversations, and what a trip. And yeah, I mean, after a few times, she was telepathically, she was like, yeah, you don't need to come see me anymore. You can just connect with me anytime. And so that's where we're headed. These beautiful energy field that we have. When people say you are the universe, it's literally real. It's real. We are the universe. We are like little universes walking around. A cell is a universe. What a trip. So I'm holding the mic up now, so because it's gonna fall. So I'm gonna let you go. And I hope that you found some of this information helpful. I'd like to hear some stories. If you want to comment, I love comments. I've only had like 3 comments. I just started doing this, so if you have a little story or something, that would be awesome. All right, take care, y'all. Bye.